Hi everyone. So today's topic is going to be about the question that I commonly get asked the most, which is, how did I start this business, cell phone repair? The answer is pretty much it's simple. I needed a new way to make money. Back when I started, I didn't know anything at all. I didn't know how to fix phones. I wasn't fixing phones for friends. I have never opened up or fixed a cell phone before starting this business. I wasn't into computers. I was not a tech geek. I mean, I don't know, look at me. Do I look like a computer nerd, right? I'm not a mechanic or repair guy in general at all. I just never did any of that type of stuff with anything. I just had the will in me just to learn a new way to make money, and cell phone repair is just what I picked. I just saw that there was going to be a need for it. So what I'm going to show you guys right now is a clip of exactly where I started this business. Okay, so this is exactly where I started this business, inside, actually right here in the movie theater room, inside the Promenade Mission Valley. So the way it would work was I would get phone calls. I would stay at home all day, right? Because I lived here. And then someone would want their phones fixed, and I would just go right in there. There's a movie theater room. It's the club room right here. Okay, so here's a cool little spot. As you see, it has some pool tables. There's pool tables. There's a movie theater room in there. Anyways, I would fix phones in here, and I mean, we could play pool and all that. And I would just actually go use one of these tables or fix them in the movie theater room. So when that didn't work out anymore, there's this coffee shop over here called Milano's Coffee. I would just fix phones in there. So I would fix phones in this coffee shop right here. And that went well until I just got too busy, and then I needed my own place. So fixing phones has got me pretty much my, I would say, a portable dream car. But yeah, I used to live here for 4 years, and then I moved on. Right now I live in downtown San Diego. Alright, so as you see, you don't need a shop to start off a business, a cell phone repair business. You can go in a coffee shop, you can go in a computer repair, a computer center, the rec room, apartment complex. You don't necessarily need a shop to start a business. You can be mobile. There's people that do this that are mobile. But this is just the path that I took. And then at the same time, I saw like the phones were getting more expensive. Back then, I think it was like the popular Android phones that were the HTC Evo, the original Evo on Sprint, which was like the first 4G phone, right? The smartphones, they were getting to be around $400 or $450, I remember. You guys know today, the iPhone XS Max or whatever just came out like 4 or 5 days ago. It starts at $1,100 for a freaking phone, right? The Samsungs are already at $1,000 now, right? Isn't it like the Note 8 or the Note 9? They're like $950 or something like that. But anyway, so I saw that, okay, so this is like what I saw, what it was gonna happen, what was happening in the repair, or what could happen, right? Insurance. I remember insurance, to have insurance on your phone, it used to be like $2 a month. And if something happened to your phone, you lost it or broke it, it was like a $50 like deductible, which like over like a year, like I have Verizon, right? I saw it jump from like $2 to like $8. And then the deductibles were like $100. And then you guys know now the deductibles are like depending on what carrier you have, even some iPhones, they're like over $200 for deductible. If you have a smart, like a Note 8, or they're $200 plus you're paying like $11 per month, even if you don't even use it. And a lot of people think like, okay, I pay $11 a month, but they don't even know that like you have to pay a deductible of $200. So I started that business, and then how I started it was I went on YouTube, and then I went on Craigslist and I bought a couple of broken phones. And then I took it apart. Oh, it started with the iPhone 3G, because that's what was like the year before. Like, I think I started fixing phones when the iPhone 4 came out, but I wasn't fixing the iPhone 4. I started with the 3G first. And then I took the phone apart, put it back together, and the thing didn't work anymore. And seriously, I went through about like 5 iPhones before I got it right. And I remember taking a phone apart, and then the phone wouldn't charge anymore. And I was like, what the hell? The phone freaking charged like before I opened it or started fixing it. I started noticing what I was doing wrong. And that's what all the YouTube videos are like that. They'll show you how, they don't show you what not to do, right? So I remember I started learning how to refurbish iPhones. And when I was taking them apart, I was like pulling the battery out wrong, and then I would bend the battery or bend the chips, and I was doing things that were hurting the phone, right? And I guess for me not giving up, because I felt like at that time I had no freaking choice. I had to freaking learn it. That's how I learned cell phone repair, right? I didn't give up. I knew that you could make money at it. And then finally, when I started like figuring everything out, my money, seriously, I got down to a point, and like, I swear, I am not even making this up. All the money that I had when I first finally got the knowledge in my brain that, oh, I was like, okay, I know how to freaking do this, right? I had $15 in my, I didn't even have a savings account. It was like I had $15, and then I had 2 iPhones. And then what I did was I just sold them on Craigslist. I took that money and I bought more iPhones, and I refurbished them. I added value to them. I would refurbish iPhones. I would add value to them, right? Because now they look perfectly clean and brand new, right? And then I would unlock and jailbreak them. And then so I just use that model. I would just go buy broken iPhones off of Craigslist, fix them, resell them, jailbreak, unlock, and resell them. And I was making like, I don't know, like $100 a pop, right? In profit, right? Okay, so I did that for like a few months. Like, I would say like a good like 3 or 4 months. And then I was like, okay, I know everything there is about this phone. Why don't I start making ads on Craigslist that I can repair iPhones? I thought that people would come, but I didn't know that many people would actually call me to like have their phones fixed by somebody that didn't even have a shop, right? I'm just some guy like fixing phones on Craigslist, right? And then I was also buying phones off of Craigslist, fixing them, jailbreaking them, blah, blah, and then just like reselling them, right? So I started doing them both until my repair side of it started to like ramp up. And then so I was being like pulled back and forth doing both of them, right? And then I was like, I prefer just to stay at one spot and fix phones than to going and out and meeting someone to buy their phone, coming back, taking the time to refurbish it, unlock it, because it takes like a couple hours to do that, right? And then going back out and selling it and meeting somebody again. Of course, you meet somebody different, right? And then selling it. I would rather just sit at one spot. Basically, I'm at home all day, and then I would rather just sit there and just wait for people to come. Boom, 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 boom. So that's just what I did. The management, they didn't care, right? They were like cool with, they thought it was cool what I was doing, right? Fixing phones. There was like a pool table and like a movie theater room and all that, which I would put in my ads, right? I kind of put that in marketing, right? I made it seem like you were gonna have fun when you got your phone fixed, right? So, which some people did, right? People were like all in awe of the big old movie theater screen. How do you guys have this like movie theater? Like, we watch football in there all the time, and or they'd play like pool or something, right? But yeah, so somebody told on me, and then they were saying, "Oh, this guy's running a business inside the like rec room." So I couldn't do it in there anymore. So I'm like, "What the hell am I gonna do now?" Right? So I went to a coffee shop that was down there, and it was a mom and pop coffee shop. And I went in there and I talked to the owner, and I said, "Can I repair phones in here?" And I was like, "I think it'll be good because it'll bring in business." And she was on it like that. She was like, "Oh yeah, you can go do it over here." There was like a couch and like a coffee table, and he's all, "You can use this area." And they were all for it, right? So I started doing it in there. And from that time, people started already getting to know me and all that. And okay, so here we go. I was fixing phones in the coffee shop. And as time went on, my income was getting higher and higher and higher and higher. Every month was getting better and better and better and better. And then next thing you know, I'm making like $9,000 in profit in a coffee shop fixing phones. Oh, I skipped the part. Here's a part that I skipped. When I was at this time, I started fixing Androids, right? So a lot of places, for whatever reason, a ton, even in San Diego, all they do is just fix iPhones for whatever reason. I don't know why they don't fix Androids, right? I already knew back then, I'm like, if I want to get more business, I need to learn how to fix more phones. So I started fixing Androids. And once I started fixing Androids, of course, the more phones you fixed, the more calls you got, the more money you made, right? So anyway, okay, so over time, I would say about, I don't know, a year and a half from point one to making zero money to maybe about a year and a half, I started making $9,000 a month. And if you put that, if you say like I'm making $9,000 a month and you say I'm making that every month, which since then I've never made less than that, okay? That's a 6-figure business inside of a coffee shop. Now think this, I didn't have a brick and mortar, like I have a store now, right? I was just this guy, just me, making ads on Craigslist, and I built it to a 6-figure business inside of a coffee shop. And during that time, I started making a Yelp account, which I never used Yelp, and people were telling me, "Why don't you make a Yelp," and I never listened to them until somebody that lived on my complex goes, "Oh yeah, we use Yelp for everything. We even like hiking trails." I'm like, what the hell? And I kid you not, I made a Yelp account, I swear, the next freaking day, with 0 reviews, people started calling me on Yelp. And I started getting business on Yelp. And I was like, what the hell? And then I was getting so much business from Yelp, it was like half of Craigslist, half of Yelp. And I was like, oh, cool. All right. And then, you start learning more things, like, and then I got a Facebook, and I made a website. I didn't even have a website. I made a website. And then collectively, all these other things, they start bringing you more business, right? And then my website would be on Google organically, and which there's these videos that I want to show you guys exactly. Like, I never paid for Google ads, like Google AdWords. I do now, but I remember like the first, like, I don't know, 3 years I never had a paid ad. My business was organically on Google, and it's because of the things that I thought and I believed in, which I started seeing and I started figuring out, which I'll tell you guys in a different, I'll show you guys what I mean in a different video. But okay, so going back to the coffee shop, if you guys are still with me, I'm almost done with the story. After I started getting $9,000 a month, I'm like, because I knew the owner of the coffee shop actually lived in my apartment complex, and he used to tell me how much money they made. And I was making more money than the actual coffee shop. And after a while, I wanted my own place because I was making enough to pay rent on a shop, right? I felt like I was just mooching. Here I am making, basically, if you say, call it 6 figures a year, right? I was making over $9,000 a month in a coffee shop. No, I was paying no rent. There was no nothing. I was bringing in customers, right? That's a good thing if you go to a coffee shop. I think people, like, when you go meet them in coffee shops, they feel like they're obligated to, like, buy something, right? In which, like, pretty much almost everybody did. They would buy a smoothie or food because they sold food there and everything, and it brought business. And I think that's the people that owned it, they never had a problem with me in there. But I had to move on because I was just getting too busy to be in there. And when you're in a coffee shop, you can only do so much. You fix one phone at a time. When you're at a shop like this, people have no problem leaving their phone and then leaving and going to the mall, to Hooters next door. They have no problem getting on with their day. When you fix phones in a coffee shop, it's like they don't have a problem with you fixing it, even though you don't have like a legit business, right? They just don't want to leave it with you. You have to fix it there in front of them, right? So anyway, so here I am now. I'm here now, and next week will mark my 5-year anniversary in this brick and mortar store. So that's pretty much my story of how I fixed this phone. And I see how this video is super long, but I hope you guys enjoyed my story. I think I pretty much got it. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for watching my story. See you guys later.